This segment's going to be on the market and pricing. Who's going to buy these and what kind of price do we think they should be at? The market, I believe, is going to be homeowners when they see the convenience of mowing right by instead of banging the bark off their trees, banging their utility poles, weed whacking, and spraying poison. I think homeowners are going to eat this product up. I think it's going to be a hot seller. I look for millions of them. Once the word gets out and the advertising campaign is correct, that there's just going to be one heck of a market for these. You can see how nice this looks. Black rubber, black mulch. We got grass clippings in there, but they'll turn brown and blow away here in a little bit. This has been down for 2 years here. Mulch is there, it doesn't go anywhere, but I believe homeowners are going to be the main market. I look for municipal, state, and federal parks to eat this up when they see the time savings of their maintenance crew. It's going to be a little installation problem, but you'll see the installation is super easy on this. I believe corporate headquarters, in order to maintain things properly, will be a huge buyer. I believe mowing companies that go out and have long-term contracts with customers will put this down and use it, because now when they mow around corporate headquarters somewhere, the guy on the mower, he goes done mowing, he drives it back to the trailer. What's he do? He doesn't put it up on there. He grabs his weed whacker and goes out 15-20 minutes, an hour, and weed whacks everything. If you have a long-term contract, you'll put these down on those contracts, and the next time your guy's done mowing, he takes the mower back to the trailer, he'll load it up and go on to the next job. You won't have him spending time walking all over weed whacking. And so I look for mowing companies to buy it. Landscaping firms, I think, will promote this idea. I look for this to be by the cash registers at the Lowe's Garden Center. These can sit outside. They don't need to put them away every night or so. And once this catches on, I believe that Lowe's will sell to a lot of do-it-yourself people and sharp people that see and understand the concept. So I look for this to be a good market. Now the pricing on this, I would say production cost to me, I would take an estimate of the range of what the processes were in there, and once we get to economies of scale, I think you can produce this in the range of less than $5 each. Now if you market those at $14.99, that's a lot of extra money for the manufacturer, the retailer, the wholesaler, the investors, myself, any kind of partners involved with it. I believe $14.99, these are going to sell like hotcakes. Now at $19.99, I believe people are going to buy them once they understand how it cuts their time mowing, their effort mowing, and saves some gas money. I believe at $19.99 these are going to sell real good. Now at $24.99, I still think that these are going to sell good. There's an upper level clientele that $24.99 doesn't mean anything if it means they've got an extra half hour, depending on how big their estate is, that they can have free time. In the last 2 years bringing this product around to people, seems like I've ran into 3 different types of people. The first type is usually the more professionals, engineers and professional people. They immediately say, wow, that's nice. They understand the concept. You don't even need to explain it to them. And I'm superintendent at a building renovation, and he put 14 new trees up, and he commented how he hated trimming around those trees, even though they're nice. Well, I showed him this. He said, I want 14 of them right now. And I just said, well, you don't rank high enough to get 14, because I only got 30 of them on these first production runs. And my boss, he wants them right now. Everybody that's sharp seems like they want them right now. Now you got a second group of people have been around, they kind of look at it and they go, yeah, that's all right. They got just a hair bit of skepticism in them, but they're open up to the idea and they can understand what's going on. And I believe once that group of people see that these are going down and how nice they are, they're going to jump on board too. Now there's a third group of people in the last 2 years I ran into that these are the funny ones. They say, oh hell, it don't take that long to mow around that utility pole, and it kind of makes you chuckle. They don't mind banging their equipment. They don't mind letting the weeds grow up around the utility pole. That third group, I don't think you're going to sell them anything, and that's just the way they are. I don't want to be derogatory, but they're humorous to listen to. So that's the three groups of people that I've experienced since I've been 2 years showing these around. And I believe that those top two groups are going to jump on board, and this is going to be a hot seller, and it's going to be something that you're going to see in everybody's yard. Now the second product is the Premier Premium Soft Stepping Stone. Now, I'm not going to take my shoes and socks off, but if you were to walk on this in the morning, my shoes are still wet from walking in the dew. I go down and I visit my apple trees to look for pests every morning on my morning walk. And this is much nicer than wet dew on your feet, your barefoot especially. You'll see that when I walk up and down, I'd space them apart 6 inches each. These are at 7 inches, and they're very comfortable to walk on. Take a picture of my feet, Judy. And spaced about right. You'll see on the concrete 18-inch stones that you've got room for both feet in here. Same with the 18-inch concrete stones, except for when you lay these down, you just don't have to lift an 18-inch, 1-inch thick piece of concrete. Then you buy the 9x9 colored stepping stones, you'll have that grass grow over to where you barely have room for your foot by the time that grass is growing over that 9-foot or that 9-inch by 9-inch colored stone. Again, this is a product I think that once it gets around and people see how easy it is, these have only been down in a matter of 6 weeks or so, and you can see how the grass has really trapped them. The mower doesn't throw them around. After a winter of the snow sitting on them, just like the mow right bys, I imagine they're going to sink in the ground 1/8 of an inch to even make them more stable. I know my mow right bys are extremely stable after a couple years, so these are even going to be more stable after a couple years. But I look for the average guy. I was in between calling this product the Poor Man's Sidewalk or the Premium Soft Stepping Stone, and to give it a little dignity, I decided to go with the Premium Soft Stepping Stone. I hope I can get a trademark name on it. I hope nobody's got something similar. I've never seen anything similar to this. The stepping stones I've used in the past, I've got no urge to go out and buy any more of them just because of how bulky and heavy they are. And the lighter ones, the weeds grow over. The bigger ones are so heavy to handle, it stinks. Now, this Premium Soft Stepping Stone has a wide market, possibly the same market I talked about there. Homeowners especially, state parks, municipal parks, certain applications, corporate headquarters, certain applications. Generally, it's a universal market out there. What price would I put these at? I looked at the regular concrete stones, and they're ranging $2.99 to $3.99. But you've got all that transportation problems of the weight, and they're difficult to handle. These, because they are premium and better than those, I would put these at a $3.99 to $4.99 each range. I believe these are going to sell like hotcakes too once everybody gets used to them. Now the Crown Landscaping Edge I believe the market here is going to be homeowners and landscape companies. Once the landscape company figures out how easy this is to install, and I'll show you the installation later, and these are 3-foot sections. The ones that will be in production will be 4-foot sections with the 30-degree angles cut on them as they're marketed. The assembly will be so easy. All you have to do is be creative in how you lay them down, where your radiuses are, or whether you got straight edges. And homeowners, once they see just how nice they're to walk on, I don't have to walk in grass anymore when I go around the house. I see homeowners as being the main consumer, plus landscaping firms, once this concept catches hold. I think they're unique in their design. The crown look to it is a perfect name for the trademark name, the Crown Landscaping Edge. Again, if you look at around the trees that I showed pictures of you using them, and how you can be creative in using them and solve your large tree and your post and utility pole combinations that were just terrible to mow around. I believe that homeowners especially, and landscapers, when they start installing these in, what price would I put on these? I would say, again, if you're using the water jet system, these are a byproduct. They rather than turning scrap in it, you use these as a product. And to get them instituted in the market, I would a low initial price of $1.99 each, $2.99 each. When you look at the overall job and what people spend on landscaping, $100 will buy $2.99, 30 of these, and that's nothing compared to what the landscaper is going to charge you for his fee. So I believe those are the markets, and the pricing range is in that vicinity, and so that's what I believe about who the market is and what kind of future price is.